dating was scary. I'm not gonna lie. It was scary from day one. And I remember like my first date being horrible. There was a point where like I was just dating to say, hey, I'm dating.
Do you remember how many people you dated?
Definitely somewhere in the 80s and 90s. It's been 12 years. I just don't care. I won't get married. Nothing's gonna happen to me. My mother was booking things. Like, we're doing so many things. And then all of a sudden we're stopping everything because we're not ready. My best friend's like, Allie, this is incredible. This is a sign. And everything's a sign because you want it to work.
Of course.
You have all of these signs and then you're like, did they mean anything? Do signs really mean anything?
I am an anti-signage person.
We're talking, we're laughing. And this is where I come up. It was the first date. Can you extend? We maybe think of extending. So we left it at that.
There's only been a handful of times, like I can literally count on one hand, that I've been so comfortable so quickly. Like it was never this easy. And then all of a sudden it was.
We're really discussing the engagement to it.
Yes.
The ring and the colors and
After one week
so I
of
tell
dating.
you, I went back to my parents after she told me yes, she's extending. I knew right away that this is a very big thing.
Hey, good to see you. Welcome back to the Stories of Hope podcast. So grateful to have you here. Today, with God's help, we had Allie and Yehudah in the studio, all the way from Israel. Yehudah, a logistics pilot from South Africa, living in Israel. Allie, preschool director, living in BK. It's a wild story. It's a touching story, and it's an honest story. And I'm so grateful that we get to bring them here so that you can see it. And of course, before starting, I want to welcome you. At this point, guys, you have the app. And if you don't have the app, but you have like the Zara app, you have the Nike's app, you have apps to other things, you have like Netflix, but you don't have the Colel, Chabad, Tzedaka, Pushka app. I mean, it's after Rosh Hashanah. How can you justify not having easy access to making an impact in someone's life on your phone? And it's free. And I want to tell you something. When I give Tzedaka, there's options. You can give $10, $5, or you can personalize it to 18 cents. It's so easy to make a difference and enrich someone's life and bring more blessing into your day. So here we go. I hope you joined me. And if you didn't, then please download the app and really elevate your phone. Really elevate your phone and make a difference in your life and the lives of others. So get excited for another special episode. You're going to love it. Hi, I'm Tzipora Grodko, and this is the Stories of Hope podcast. I'm so excited that we got you here. I can't believe the timing. I always say when it comes to an episode, there is so much that's involved.
Yeah.
I think when I messaged you, I was on a bus on the way back from like picking grapes at 5 a.m. in the morning. And you said, oh, I'm actually going to be in America in 2 weeks time. And then I messaged you Motzei Shabbat, maybe? And
Literally.
And I said, oh, can you come on the podcast? And everyone's always like, well, the timing doesn't work, whatever. And you said, sure. And I said, whoa, happy Hanukkah to me. So, Allie, tell us a little bit about your background and where you're from so we could get to know you.
So my background's boring. Born and raised in Brooklyn. Really never left except for like seminary. And that's literally it. There's nothing very exciting about like that part of my life.
Do you have any siblings?
I am one of 4.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is married. I have an older brother and 2 younger sisters and 5 nieces from all of them.
Okay, that's sweet. And where do you fall out in the family?
I am number 2.
Okay, so you watched all your siblings get married
I
before
watched
you.
all of my siblings get married before me, yes.
What was that like?
It depended on the sibling. My sister right under me was the hardest one. We're only a year apart.
Ooh.
And she married our childhood best friend. So everything was just like super close. And a lot of things just happened at interesting times and how things like flowed for us. That one was very hard. With my younger sister, we're 6 years apart. It was a little different because I was already old. I was already closer to 30, where with my sister right under me, we were, like I said, a year apart. So I was 25 and she was 24. Watching my 24-year-old sister get married or 23 when I was 28, 29, very different. Very much like, okay, go live your life. I've waited. I'll still wait. You go. It wasn't the easiest, but also they're so happy. And that's what mattered at the end of the day.
That's really special that you were able to be so happy for them while holding your own discomfort.
It was only easy after the fact. Like in the moments, it was much harder, especially for the one who's a year younger.
Mm-hmm.
For the one much younger, it was easier. Like I said, it's a different age group altogether.
Yeah.
So like to watch her and her friends get married at that age was very different than watching my sister who's in the same age group as me.
Yeah.
But thank God we've gotten through it.
Well, I know you've gotten through it. I mean, obviously, here we are. But is it okay if we go back for a second?
Absolutely.
When you were in that space, what did it feel like?
I can't tell you exactly. It's been a while. With the one who's a year younger, it was torture. It was, because we were living similar lives. We're very different people, of course, but same age group. Essentially, our friends were very similar. We hung out with the same people. Even now as adults, we have the same friends. So watching her at that time was it was very hard. And then the way her engagement happened was incredible, but also hard for me personally. So yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that one was hard. And like I said, the younger one, it was different. It was hard because, yeah, she's my little sister, but I was also the only one left at home.
mm-hmm.
But because our age groups are so different,
right,
it just hit differently. Where like I could still have my own life and I'm not wrapped up in hers. We didn't have the same friends. We had things in common, of course, but not the way we hung out and enjoyed life.
Yeah.
So very different.
Yeah. And when you say it's hard, just for our listeners to understand who are unfamiliar with the challenge, what do you mean by that? Can you expand on it a little bit?
It's just hard because at a certain age, you're expecting certain things to have gone a certain way. I thought I was getting married at 19, 20, by the time I'm 25, I'm having 5 kids. And then I am 25 and my sister, who's just a year younger, is getting married. And like, it's not supposed to work that way. That's not how life is meant to work. And then all of a sudden it does. And you keep going. You get past it. She has incredible kids. You're excited. And you're still single. And all of a sudden your baby sister is getting married. And like I said, it was a different type of hurt because I'm still single, but we're not at the same age. So it didn't make as much of a difference. But still, then you're watching the baby. And whether it's like my baby sister or my friend's baby sister, it's still the baby of the family. And all of a sudden she's married. And again, you're home alone with your parents. My parents are wonderful people. I love them more than anything. But who wants to live alone with their parents? But like at the same time, who wants to pay Brooklyn rent on their own?
Yeah.
You know, like can't win.
Yeah. It's a very unnatural experience.
Very much so. Yes.
And of course, as you mentioned, you could pay rent on your own. But sometimes there's also this hesitation of, well, I want to move out with my spouse. I don't want to move out and start creating a life on my own because that just doesn't feel like the next chapter of life that I want. So sometimes staying at home gives this illusion or comfort that when I move out, it's with my spouse.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. No matter, I mean, at least for me, no matter how old I was, that's what it was at 25, at 27, at 29, even at 31.
Yeah.
You know, it just was like, it was just the easiest way to do it. You're not changing anything until you're married. And then it's a change and it's worth the change because you've hit that goal, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
That milestone.
Yeah. Aside from the fact that it is expensive, living on your own is very expensive, as much as people think like, well, you're single. What are your expenses? Like half your salary automatically goes to just supporting yourself with your apartment, with your food, with your car, with everything.
Yeah.
And that's intimidating.
For sure.
That's intimidating. Okay. Well, thanks for giving us a little peek into what your life was like. Yehudah, tell us a little bit about your background.
Originally from South Africa, born and raised there. It's a long story. I was born in 1998, made Aliyah for 4 years. Then it was hard in Israel, the Intifada, the second Intifada happened, and we moved back to South Africa for 12 years. We didn't know we were actually going to go back, but my siblings, my older sister, my brother knew that they wanted to come back. They wanted to join the army. So in 2012, my sister made Aliyah, joined the army, then my brother, and then my parents came up to me and said to me, what do you want to do after the school? I said, I'm going to go to Israel and join the army. My parents said to themselves, no, we don't want half the family in Israel, half the family in South Africa. So they decided that we're going to make Aliyah. And we made Aliyah in 2015. And since then, I'm enjoying Israel, went to the army, in the army now as well.
Wow.
So, thank God.
Thank you for your service.
Met this beautiful lady.
Wow. And how old were you?
When what?
When you met Allie.
I met her at age 26.
I'm 31. I just turned 32, but I was 31.
Beautiful. Okay, well, we're really excited to hear that story. And thank you for all your hard work. Where are you serving now?
I'm in the Air Force.
In the Air Force. What's your job?
Logistics officer.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds really
it's got to do with the
hard.
equipment and the logistics that what the combat soldiers in the Air Force do on their missions and what they need.
Wow.
All the equipment that they need to survive for the mission or for whatever they are doing in the field.
And was that the specific area that you were aspiring towards, or did it sort of happen on its own?
It wasn't, but I got to in the Israeli army. If you're not combat, then they will look at you have to fill out forms, and they look at what you're good at, what is more attractive to what they want. So they put you into a role, and from that role, either you can be simpler and not do that hard work, or it can be that those many people and me that I really love this job, and I'm gonna do it to the best of my being, and I can do it 100%. Because if you do it, you learn more stuff about yourself, and you're building up a character.
Right. Wow. Well, thank you. It's really important work. Thank you for doing it. Kol hakavod. So, Allie, bring us to what your dating experience was like up until 31.
Dating was scary. I'm not going to lie. It was scary from day one. I started at about 19, maybe 20. I don't actually remember. And I remember like my first date being horrible. Everyone talks about their first date like it's the best thing ever and you can't wait and it's going to be so fun. And I came home and said, why do people do this? Like it was just horrible. And I was like, I'm never doing this again. Like I'm done. And I think I told all my friends, don't set me up. Don't talk to me. I'm not interested. For like another 6 months. It's like, men are just scary. Men are gross.
Man.
I'm not interested. And then from there it was just very long. You know, throughout my dating journey, I went different ways religiously. I really did. It's like a multitude of types of men. And I don't know, some of it was very boring and very like, okay, typical, great, I got through it, I'm on to the next. And some of it was better and harder at the same time. I can definitely say that there was a point where like I was just dating to say, hey, I'm dating. And it didn't matter who they were, what they were. Nothing mattered except for like very basic things that mattered to me, like age and height and simple things. The details, whatever, nothing's going to happen anyway. So we're just going to try. And then you're on to the next and on to the next, you know, like the classic, oh, you're just one closer. You're one closer. So I just kept going one closer, one closer. That took forever though. Like it really took the majority of like my life, like my adult life.
Yeah, it's a crazy concept. You're right.
It is.
If it takes a while to meet the right person, majority of your adult life up until this point, you're trying to meet the right person. And that's a lot of time. It's a lot of heartache. It's a lot of emotions.
It definitely is. And it's also, at least in my circle of friends, most of my friends got married on the younger side. So you're also doing it alone because a lot of your friends don't fully get it anymore. And at least for me as a person, I found it harder to make good friends as like a full adult. At 24, 25, I'm set with my friends from high school and seminary. But thank God they're all married. They're all having kids. And now I have to start again and figure it out on my own. And I've gotten very lucky over that time. But those friends that I've made are married.
Yeah.
You know, I do have a handful who are single and they're incredible. But like, we're just always in different places with what we're looking for, how we're looking, what stage we are in terms of dating, what we want to get out of it. It's very hard. I don't know. I really dated like across the board.
Yeah.
Very different people. I can't say anything bad about anybody because thank God I've been lucky in that respect. But it definitely wasn't easy. I mean, I don't know that it's easy for anyone who's dated for a long period of time. But I could say for me, it wasn't easy. And like there was a point where it's just like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I'm over it. I'm not interested. And that's happened more than once. And they're definitely like on the younger side in their early to mid 20s. It was like, I'm done because like, Nebach, I'm done. Like, not one of those I'm done like, okay, God, it's in your hands. I'm not interested. It was just like, I feel bad for myself and I'm done. But really, I wasn't done like mentally or emotionally. I think that's the hardest place to be in. At least it was for me and like some of my friends. Like, you want to be done because you don't want to do it. But at the same time, you still want to achieve this major thing. And at least, again, for me and my circles, getting married is a major part of your life. And if it doesn't happen, you've missed that part of your life. And you've missed out on the things with your friends who are married. So like, those were the hardest times where I was just not actually done, but I wanted to be done, but it couldn't be done.
Yeah.
That was the hardest for me.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. Because you feel like you have no energy to keep going, but you have to keep going.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And like, even when there's that like little bit of energy, you're like, but there's so many other things to do. Like, why do I need to do this? But then you're like, oh, because so-and-so did this and everyone else did this. I need to get there. And if I don't get there, am I good enough? Did I meet up with, and like, am I at the same stage as everybody? Because who doesn't want to be at the same stage as their friends that some of my best friends I've been friends with since I'm 3 years old.
Yeah.
We were not at the same stage. And who doesn't want to be at the same stage?
People don't even, there's a lot of people listening who probably don't even understand what you mean by that. They can't appreciate the detail of,
it's hard.
Well, what does she mean by that? So what if you're not in the same stage? So, to put it in perspective, part of connecting and enjoying everything life has to offer is by sharing it with others.
Yeah.
And so when you're in high school, you're talking with your friend about like, imagine what our kids will be like when they play together, and imagine what it will be like with our husbands when we make fun of one another, and imagine, and you don't get to be a part of that trajectory, and instead you're watching other people.
Exactly.
And it's very lonely. You're excluded, not by choice, but by circumstance.
100%. I also found, again, for me, that it was also based on community, where I grew up and the types of people. Like when I'm in Brooklyn with certain people, it's always my husband, my husband, my husband, my husband. And I'm one of few who can't say that. And that's a very big thing also. Like if we're just going around the circle and saying so-and-so's name, whoever they are, whatever the husband's name is, you don't feel as excluded because it's just a regular name of someone you know, not someone's husband per se, or someone's wife when you're hanging out as a group. It's very different.
Yeah. Did you ever consider going into a new community?
Yes and no. I did because I knew where I would be welcomed and I would have been thrilled to have lived there. But then I was like, but I would still be one of the only single people, but in a community of people who didn't say my husband. There was always names of people because it was a group of, I don't know, I want to say 15 men and women that I've grown up with since high school. We all know each other, that like when you say my husband or my wife, it's like, ew, who's that? Like it's not like you're formal. Just regular. Yeah. We're very used to just like the mundane, hey, this is my name. And we call everyone by their names or their last names. So I did consider it, but I would still know that I'm the only single one in this community.
Yeah.
Where I would fit in perfectly. I have my friends there. But at that point, what am I going for? I can still be the same single person in Brooklyn. I didn't need to leave Brooklyn to go elsewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes that can lead to like expectations can lead to massive disappointment of, if I leave my community, then I'll feel happier magically. But
exactly.
You can still be single in a different community and moving might not be this magical cure.
100%.
Do you remember how many people you dated?
I can't give an exact number because it's a lot. There's a lot. I would say somewhere in like the 80s or 90s now. But also keep in mind that there was a point where I was just dating to say I went on a date. So there'd be a new person every day or every 2 days just to say it was done.
Yeah.
It was definitely somewhere in the 80s and 90s. It's been 12 years. It was crazy.
It's like if one of your kids has a son who's bar mitzvah age, like through those 12 years, you were dating people.
Literally.
Wild.
Like it's an unbelievable thought, like in hindsight. Because when you're living through it, you know how much time it is, but you don't realize how much time it is. Like it's just year by year. Yeah. And all of a sudden you're done. You've hit that milestone, so to speak. And it's like looking back, I wasted my entire 20s on dating.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad. Whew.
Yeah. And again, so like it's not something I noticed until it was over.
Never thought about that.
And then I was like, oh my God. Like it's all gone. I mean, again, my friends are married. They all have children. It's incredible. But it's all gone.
Right.
Like now who am I going to hang out with? Like it's over.
Wow. I'm thinking about that. Like the hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of time invested in trying to receive something. It's not even like a business. You're like, I spent 12 years investing in a business and it fell through, but I learned from it and I this and I that. And relationships, it's like 12 years trying to meet someone.
Yeah.
That's a it's a pretty painful thought. And I guess I'm highlighting it because I think anyone that can get through that and still be growing and smiling and religious is like a superhero in my book. Like, don't go to a rabbi to get a bracha, but maybe go to someone in this position too.
Absolutely.
You're a superstar. If you're in this position and you've been dating for longer, you're a superstar. My goodness gracious. And for other people who aren't in the challenge, to just appreciate what's happening. It's so much time that you're not building something, but rather you're searching for something.
Yeah.
And that's tough. So I appreciate you sharing and being so honest. I know that I think honesty is very healing.
Definitely.
How often have we been in a situation where we thought like, well, why didn't anyone tell me that? If only I knew, or if only I heard,
yes,
I would have felt so comforted. And that's a big part of our podcast. So thank you.
Of course.
So Yehudah, while Allie is in this position, what does your life look like in the dating category?
It wasn't. There was. I was sending out CVs. I was sending out resumes, but everything always came up to me in my mind saying, they look at my picture, and for me, it was my opinion that he's a big guy. Why would anyone want to date a big guy? And when I met her, she never saw me that. She saw what was inside. And when we spoke, the first date was 5 hours, 6 hours. And it was at night. It was, I'll tell you, I finished with her at the hotel. I phoned my mom and said, I can't stop smiling. It was the most comfortable I've felt in a very long time. And I knew I was ready to date. I knew I was ready. But when I was with her, I was just comfortable. I was being myself. I didn't have to put on a show. I didn't have to be another guy. I could be myself. And
it's the most important thing in the world. And at this time, you were living in Israel.
Yes.
Was dating different as an Israeli? You were Israeli?
So, yeah. I'm Chabad and I'm also South African. So I was looking for anyone, but the one or two that I went out for shidduch dates were, one was like, I want to live what the Torah says and no electronics in the house. And I'm going to go back she's going to go back to learning while I'm with the kids and the family.
Oh.
It was very weird
different
for
lifestyle.
me. It was weird, and that's not me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to change my whole lifestyle to make her happy. If she wants to love me, she needs to love what I am for now, not for what I'm going to be. And it was maybe two girls before her.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like maybe one date each. That was it.
And so do people in your community in Israel, were people more meeting casually? Was it formally?
So in Israeli sense, yes, more of the from they do shidduchim and they do resumes. But the more on the Israeli side, you work with a girl or your friends or they have a friend or a sister. That's how they'll meet up.
And so culturally, how is it different in Israel? Because I know that in Israel, sometimes things are black and white. Sometimes things are like very gray. And I feel like, especially amongst the single community, there's so many different kinds of people. Yeah. Is there a dating culture?
I don't know, but I think it's everyone in Israel, to my opinion, is very independent. You go there, everyone goes on buses by themselves from a young age, from 5, 6 years old. Everyone's going, leaving the house. I'm going to the culinary with my friends, or going with this family. Everyone's like open. So, in the sense of dating, it just happens. Like I have a friend, his wife, they met in the army.
Wow.
Or I have his brother married a girl that was best friends with his friend. So it's meeting like that in the normal communities.
Mm-hmm. I feel like maybe there's more opportunities for people to connect socially.
Yes.
Right?
It is. It's more social to do stuff there. It's more social. Like everyone does it for the social. And if you're lucky, you'll meet someone.
Right.
You have to check out Pizza Biza, making fresh hot pizzas on the spot by their professional chefs, indoor or outdoor in their pizza ovens, meat or dairy, plus full catering around the tri-state area and Florida. Specializing in events with several hundred people with no lines. You heard right. Full menu. You have to check them out on Instagram at Pizza Biza and visit them at pizzabiza.com. Pizza's my favorite food, so please invite me. Pizza Biza on Instagram and check them out at pizzabiza.com. These are the people you want to call. Pizza Biza, I'll see you at my next event.
Hey, we'll be right back to our episode. But first, an important question for you. Have you been trying to lose weight? Have you tried multiple programs and just felt exhausted and depleted, not reaching the results that you wanted? Well, do you remember Reuven and Devorah Kegel, who we featured on our Stories of Hope podcast? Incredible, exceptional humans who are changing lives and continuing to change lives with their incredible Eat Like Chazal 21-day challenge. Within 3 weeks, you can lose 10 pounds and feel healthier and happier than you've ever been. I've spoken to people who have done their program, and the results have been that they've reduced their meds, they feel more energized, healthier, and are seeing results. I mean, that's what everybody wants. Their program is based off Chazal and Torah. So this is information we've had access to for thousands of years, but now it's being delivered to you in a consistent, clear way with a group of people that can help you stay accountable and see those results you've been waiting for. If you want to learn more about Reuven and Devorah's 21-day lose weight and feel better challenge, then find more details by accessing their website below in the show notes. And you can also contact them on their separate WhatsApp groups for men and women to learn more details. So scroll down, find their website in the show notes below, and get started on this incredible, exceptional, result-driven program today.
So you're pretty much like doing your own routine and dating a little bit, but just having a very regular experience. And so when you hit 31, you're living in Brooklyn.
I am.
And what's your attitude towards dating while Yehudah is somewhere saving someone's life, who's in a plane fighting for our country?
I mean, I'll tell you, it really depends on like the time of the year. That's the truth. And this year, there were times that I was dating and I was dating pretty seriously. There was a time in December that I thought I was getting married. And then all of a sudden I wasn't getting married. Like at all. It was done. We weren't interested. It was done. And like a week after this happened, I'll even give dates, like on December 8th specifically, I had come to terms with, I'm not getting married. And like, not come to terms like sad, okay, I have no energy, like totally calm and excited to say, I'm not getting married. Like it's not happening. I'm an aunt to 5 incredible nieces. I'm going to make money and just spoil them for the rest of my life. That's what I'm going to do. Similar to like what my uncle did. He didn't get married and he spoils his nieces and nephew. And it's incredible. And I was so happy with this decision.
How are you possibly able to be happy with that?
I was just so done with this stress of like looking and having to be active and having to put in all this effort for it to just blow up in my face each time. And like, I think because we were at the point of, hey, I'm about to get married, to sorry, we're not doing this. I was just like, forget it. It's not worth the effort for it to just keep blowing up. Each time it blows up and I just don't care. I won't get married. Nothing's going to happen to me. Really nothing. Like, it's an incredible thing for those who achieve it. It's okay for those who don't. Like, we'll find other things to figure out. And like I said, I really have my nieces who are like my everything. They're children, but they're my best friends and I'll do anything for them, including spoil them forever.
Did you feel emotional over that decision or you felt peace?
The first few minutes were emotional. I was sitting at my niece's birthday party and I was just like watching her and I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. So the first few minutes were like, I really feel this way? Is this really hard? And then, I don't know, she was talking to me about something and I can't tell you what it was, but she just got this big smile on her face about whatever we were talking about. And I was like, no, this is perfect. I could do this forever. And like, then I was just fine with it.
And you didn't think about like, when you looked at your niece, did you feel a sense of like sadness that you want your own children? Or you felt like she's almost ki'ilu like your child?
So it was a mix of both. Like, yes, I want my own, but I am very lucky in the sense that as siblings and siblings-in-law, we're all very close. So even though my brother has 3 children and my sister has 2, it's as if we all have 5. That's really how it feels. And like, and they know it. Oh, mommy's not available. We'll call Allie. We'll call this one. We'll call that one. Everyone's available to you whenever you need them. So yeah, it's emotional, but then it's also like, at least for me, it was this feeling of calm and I don't have to work for this anymore. And if it comes, that's incredible. And if it doesn't come, that's also incredible because I'll figure out my life without it.
Yeah. You know, I hear you. It's like accepting this new reality that if I let go of working so hard for something that's consistently disappointed me for 12 years, and if I accept that this is enough, it can bring so much peace.
Yeah.
It can also bring sadness, but it sounds like the challenge is so difficult that the peace overruled the sadness because you felt like, I just want an alternative way of living.
Definitely.
And I'll accept that if things don't happen, then right now in this moment, this is how I feel, that it's okay. I hear
And it
it.
really was for like a few months. It was fine. And I was,
Did you not accept suggestions?
no, I told people I was no longer dating or I'm taking a break or like, this is just not for me. I'll reach out to you when I'm available. Like there were some people that I'm like, okay, yeah, I can tell you this is my life story and I'm just not interested. I am done. Don't ever talk to me again. And then there were the people who love you so much that you can't break their hearts and tell them that, but you can just be like, I can't do this now. I'll come back to you when I can. You know, so like they kind of get an idea, but they don't have it fully like in their face, like she's done, she's not interested.
Yeah.
They know to just take a break and not look for you or not tell you about anything.
Yeah. Also, if you were about to get married, I mean, what a tidal wave of emotions.
Yeah, it was very stressful. I won't lie. It was very difficult. Like we went from, I mean, this person I'll tell you was on the more yeshivish side. Himself was modern, but his family was yeshivish. And we've gotten to a point of let's bring Allie home to meet my mother. To 3 days later, we're not ready. I think that was the hardest thing. Not even you're not getting married. Because like, this happens every other time. So like, no big deal. But the big deal was like, you actually brought me home. You said you were ready. We spoke about things. We had not dates set, but ideas of when we can do a wedding and things can happen. My mother was booking things. We were doing so many things. And then all of a sudden we're stopping everything because we're not ready.
I'm telling you, like, I'm just listening to you sometimes as I'm interviewing people. I'm like, yeah, this is a crazy reality of like thinking you will marry someone. And then when things don't work out, you need to jump back to work, to your social engagements, just bounce back to being okay, and then opening your heart again and being ready to receive and positive and optimistic. And it is crazy. So again, kudos to everyone who's growing through the experience and not just going through the experience or trying to survive through the experience. It's such a brutal experience.
It is.
It's really so brutal. Was there any period during this time where you had conflict with Hashem?
I would say like right after, just because like I was so confused. Everything just lined up. Like I don't remember the details because it's been enough time that like it didn't matter anymore. But I remember there being like specific dates that lined up. Something as simple as Dori Yesharim, like we had done. I never did it before. I did it because of this guy, and like we got back the results on. I can't tell you who it was. I don't remember, but on the yurt side of someone great. And my best friend's like, Allie, this is incredible. This is a sign. And everything's a sign because you want it to work.
Of course.
You have all of these signs and then you're like, did they mean anything? Do signs really mean anything?
I am an anti-signage person. I will not do the sign game because until it does, it can be so disappointing.
Absolutely.
Disheartening. I always say, if you want me not to be religious, tell me to do a segula. And that will lead me straight off the deep end.
Yeah.
Because God is not witchcraft and wizardry and magic tricks. There's nothing we understand. We assume we understand.
Exactly.
And attempting to understand could be very risky if the outcome doesn't lead to your favor.
Yes.
With so much in the world.
Yes.
With so much. And in our attempt to find closure or be hopeful, we do play that game of like,
absolutely.
On the yard site. I'm going to marry him. It's going to work. And
yeah. And I can't tell you that I know anyone within a similar age group of mine that doesn't do the exact same thing. Because who doesn't want it to work?
Of course.
You've waited so long. Okay, this one's working. This one's working. This one's not working. And then like you go into the next one. It's like, okay, I'm not looking at signs. I'm not interested. Signs don't matter. And then, oh my God, there's a sign. And you can't ignore it because it's really in your face. It is hard.
It's like we're always striving for balance. So you're trying to be hopeful, then you're also trying to be realistic. And oftentimes, hope and reality contradict because hope may not be reality or the reality you've created or experienced. And it's such a fine balance. And so I wonder if you would tell people the pro signs, the people who say, well, this is a sign, that's a sign. Would you tell them, like, be cautious in telling that to someone else? Or would you tell them, like, what would you say?
Caution is everything. And I'll tell you, like, in terms of like Yehudah and I, there was one sign that I accepted because it wasn't something that I saw. It was my sister, and my sister has the same mindset as you. I don't believe in signs. Like, that's just not her thing. And she'll say, like, if God wants me to know something, he's somehow just going to tell me. I don't need a sign to figure it out. And then I don't remember the context, but she saw some sign. I'm like, there was a struggle, and I really don't remember any of it. But I remember her calling me and saying, you don't have to worry, Allie. And I'm like, why? She goes, because I'm here in Canada of all places. And she was saying something to her husband about Yehudah and I. And he made a comment, and she's like, no, I don't accept that. That's not going to happen. Everything's going to work. And she said, as she turned around to say those words, she saw Chabad of Montreal. He's Chabad. And she's like, I don't believe in signs, but like, God's not putting Chabad in my face when I'm talking about this if it doesn't actually mean something, because this is like a slap in the face.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that one sign, I wasn't listening to anybody else, because you do believe in them after a while, and then you get disappointed when they're not real.
Yeah, I would say they're there. We're just foolish to believe we could interpret them.
Yes.
Like, Hashem does talk to us, but how can we guarantee that we understand what Hashem is trying to say?
Which is why caution is everything.
It's a sign. You don't know what it is. You don't know when it's going to come in. If it even in front of your face, you don't know if it's there or not.
Yeah. Yeah. And so during this time, how did the two of you meet?
Oh, this is a fun story.
Very fun story.
Well, I have to start from the beginning, where my parents were planning a trip to Israel. My father's best friend was making a chasana, and it was the only one that this man has made that my father can go. My father's big in catering and a butcher and all these things, and he could never go. They were around Yontif time. And somehow this wedding is in February. There's no Yontif. But my mother wasn't well, and she's like, I'm not going. You're taking Allie, which, you know, free trip, heartbroken, all the fun things. They worked out well. We end up on this trip, and we decided we're going to do, for our first Shabbos, our only Shabbos in Yerushalayim, my father's going to go to the Colel. Everything's going to be incredible. Except for the day we got there, he went to the Colel and said, I'm never doing this walk again. We can't be here for Shabbos. Like, it's just not an option. He ends up calling my mother's best friend. And like, they were just schmoozing. He was hoping to get an invite, but didn't want to outright ask. This was like Thursday night, 9 p.m. Can't ask somebody about Shabbos. And they're just like, what are you doing for Shabbos? And he's like, I don't know. I was thinking Yerushalayim, but I don't know. And they're like, great, it's settled. You're coming for Shabbos. Your turn.
So her mom's best friend, my family's best friends. We do Shabbos together. We do everything together on Shabbos. So me and my dad walk into shul, and we see the best friend with her father. I go up to the best friend. I shake his hand. Good Shabbos. And the best friend says to me, "This is Ara." Give him a handshake because I'm a very strong guy. I give a good handshake. And that was it. No more words were spoken. We davened, we went home to my house, and they went to their house.
They came into the house, and my dad he's sitting down with everybody, and he's talking about some guy named Yehudah. Now, not everyone's going to know my dad, but my dad talks in such a way. I thought he was talking about a friend for himself. Like some older man named Yehudah, he has a new best friend. This is incredible. Okay, time goes on, fine. Then we go to their house. No real introduction is made. Like, our best friend just goes around the table and says, this is so-and-so, and goes through me, my dad, his kid, this and that, everybody. Nothing said. Like, I'm hanging out with Yehudah's mom, I'm with his sister, our family friend. I took a shot with his dad. Like, everything is just chill. And like, nothing's said. And I don't know anything at this point. Like, I know nothing. I don't know that Yehudah is single or dating. I barely know he exists.
Did you meet him at that time or no?
So we met.
I'm a very shy guy. With girls, when it comes to girls, I'm very shy. So I won't go out and speak to someone if I'm not spoken to. Because I'm shy. It's also another girl. I'm very shy. So it's very hard for me to start a conversation because I'm a shy guy. And then carry on.
It's true. And like, nobody said, hey, Allie, when you go there, someone named Yehudah is going to be there. We want you to talk to him and make a move. I knew nothing. I didn't know. I thought Yehudah was a 50-something-year-old man.
Right. And like in like Jewish culture, the first thing they say is like, oh, I just want you to know there's a single guy next door. Oh, I just want you to know there's a single girl.
So I
Bring
didn't
the
know
apple
either.
cobbler to pretend you need to drop it off.
Exactly.
So,
I didn't know either.
So nothing is said. And this is Friday night. And then Shabbos day, apparently they do Kiddush at his house as well. So we all go. And again, like nothing is said. Like not even another introduction. Everyone's just sitting, doing their own thing. And I'm talking to his sister about like programs in Israel. So like I can kind of get the feel for when I was talking to my dad before, I was like, I kind of don't want to leave. I kind of want to stay. And he's like, you're an adult. You can stay. Like live your life here. So I was talking to his sister who was involved in Masa. And she knows all the programs. And she's just like, Allie, there's a list of them. Let's go through them and see which one's for you, which one's shorter. So you can like decide how long you want to stay. We did this for like 2 hours. And then I left their house and everything. I was like settled on certain programs or whatever. And then Shabbos is over.
Motzei Shabbos, the good friend comes over to my house, sits with my parents, and wants to hear my name. You gotta come downstairs. Go downstairs. No, what did you think of Ali? And so me, because I was shy, I wasn't thinking of anything. I'm in my comfortable place. I'm in the army. I'm doing my routine. And I don't like to go out of my comfort zone. So this was really going out of my comfort zone. So they said to me, why don't you take her for a cup of coffee? Okay, take her for coffee. So you'll have to pay for the cup of coffee. You'll make a good friend. That's it. So I said, I don't know. So we left it for Motzei Shabbos. Sunday night comes. He comes over again. No, Yehudah, what's happening? Like he really was pushing him. So I said, you know what? I'll take out for a cup of coffee or for dinner. So then
But you were very reluctant.
I was like, so me, I'm a guy that I like my comfort zones. I don't like going out of them. I like, if I'm in my routine, it's good. It's fantastic routine. This was me stepping out of my comfort zone, taking a risk, and also my heart maybe getting broken or her heart getting broken. And now that I know that she wasn't dating more, it's harder.
Yeah.
So it was very difficult. Now your turn.
That was very thoughtful. Very thoughtful that he was considering your feelings.
Okay, but like to clarify, he didn't know that I wasn't dating until like the second date. Like he just said, okay, a girl, you know, like we don't know anything.
I tried to give you some bonus points. Sorry.
No, he deserves them. I have to say, like, it's hard to date a girl in that mindset who's like, I don't need this.
Yeah.
It's much harder.
Yeah.
He definitely had to work hard for this.
Okay.
And I'm still working hard at it.
It's true, you are. So Sunday evening, I'm walking with my father, like we're in Mamila. So, you know, like classic Mamila, you stop and there's always a minion somewhere. And he's like, Allie, it's like 7:30. I didn't stop in Mariv. Like, we got to do this. What's going on? And I'm like, okay, go find the minion. Like, how hard is this for you? So he stops. Mariv is what, 10 minutes, 12 minutes at the most? Like, what's the issue? And he's like, okay, great. It's 30 minutes later and I can't find him. Like, missing in action. I find some random guy who, thank God, speaks English. I'm like, did you see this man? I show him a picture of like an old American man, you know? And he's like, yeah, I found him by the stairs. He's very excited. Like, did you do something good? So I go find him. And when I tell you, I don't know how to describe his smile. Like, just excitement, like glowing. He's excited. He's giddy. He's this, he's that. And I'm like, what is going on? He goes, this is very important. Like the way to say it. Allie, you're going to get a text message like it's never happened before. And I was like, great. From who? He's like, Yehudah. And I was like, you're a friend from shul? He goes, no, Allie, I'm hoping he's going to be your new friend. I'm like, from there, okay, we made the date and whatever. Your turn. The date part, it's your story.
First date was pretty funny because she still tells me about it, that she got the pasta, I got a salad.
Oh.
First time I first to real, not in Israel dates, so I'm dating someone from America, so, and kind of feel comfortable.
Yes.
So I had the salad, she had the pasta, then I knew kind of that she likes desserts, junk food. She's a typical girl. So I asked for the dessert menu. The waitress comes over because I don't know what to get her. She doesn't like fruit, cooked fruits, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The waitress says, why don't you get crack pie? Crack pie, I know it. I mean, a lot of Americans don't know. It's like a milk pie, but it's very delicious. So we get it and she is in love with it now. I think a bit more than me.
You go, girl.
It's incredible.
So we get it and we speaking and we enjoying ourselves. At this point, now we know each other's ages.
Oh, you didn't know your ages?
We didn't know.
You knew.
I didn't.
I thought you knew. I didn't know. My father is a very brilliant man and knew if he told me that I would say no. I really had a hard time with age. Like, I'm already in my 30s. Who wants someone in their 20s? Like, it's such a different world. And there's a more than 5 year age difference. And I was like, thank God he didn't tell me, because I would have said no. There would have been no second chance.
What about you? If you heard her age?
I don't know. I mean, I would have given a shot. You know what? A girl's a girl, no matter what. And then we had the date. We spent 2 hours walking around Jerusalem, going slowly, going in the cracks, in the different roads, back to our hotel. As we get to the hotel, we sit for another hour and a half, 2 hours. And we're talking, we're laughing, and this is where I come up. It was the first date. If I remember speaking, she's leaving on Thursday in 2 days' time, 3 days' time. Can you extend? We maybe think of extending. So we left it at that. Now it's the second day.
So 1 second, before you head there, what was your reaction when you found out he was 27?
He was 26. He's a baby.
Oh.
He's not even 27.
Oh, 26.
I was like, but are you really? That was my first thing. Like, are you sure? Like, even now, like, I think about it, like, once we got engaged, whatever, I brought him to my office to meet my people. And someone said to me, Allie, are you sure you didn't mishear? And he's not 36. Like, it's not the vibe that he gave also. Like, it was scary because, like, ew, you're a baby. But also, like, I didn't feel the age difference. So, like, I guess it didn't, in that moment, it didn't matter. In other moments, it definitely mattered. But here, I was just like, okay, I guess this could work. We'll see what happens.
Right, because initially an age is supposed to reflect experience and maturity. But clearly you're in a position where your experience and maturity exceeds your age. And so, I mean, I think being Israeli and in the army can do that to someone.
It's not about that. It's that...
Or your life experience, which I don't know anything about. So I don't want to claim to know you.
But looking at other people and how the different couples around me and my family and where we live, and you see how they act. I'm a very peculiar guy. I like to see things. I like to watch things. I like to watch people. I'm not judging, but learning from them. So I actually learned how the husband talks to the wife, or how they interact. So when it was time for me to find a girlfriend to meet my wife, I would know how to talk and what the question starts and how to do it that would make me comfortable and hopefully make her comfortable. So in the date, it felt so comfortable because I made it comfortable for myself. And it was just, she also made it comfortable. Asking the question, she never asked really questions. I asked all the questions and she like answered them with like...
She was busy eating her crack pie.
And she answered them also turning them back to me. And you, what about you? And like, it was only me because I asked a million questions. Really, I literally asked every single question in the book.
True. It's true.
Yeah.
I'm not big on questions.
And it was amazing. It really was.
If you've ever wanted something more than anything in the world, then you've probably tried a segula or two. And if you're anything like me, then you've been dejected and disappointed when it seems like it didn't work. And that's why I love this organization called Better Than a Segula. Like their name, we learn on Simchas Torah, Ein Segula Ketorah. There is no better segula than Torah study. What this organization does is they have a group of Torah scholars that will learn something on your behalf in the zuchas of what you want. And even better, the entire process is personalized. They can study a certain daf in the Gemara for 40 days, whatever you want, whatever speaks to your heart, whatever you connect to, you can let them know. So if this is something that you would find supportive, inspiring, and encouraging, you can contact them by either clicking the show notes below or take out your phone and call them at 732-364-7029. That's betterthanasegula.org, Better Than a Segula, an organization that's there to support you in the way that they know how to and in the way that they can.
I think that a lot of good would come if younger guys married older girls. Yes. Because I think that age doesn't have to mean so much. And it's opening up your window of opportunity. And like I said, age is supposed to reflect experience. So I've met guys who actually prefer to date older women since they feel like it's a different person. And that's like something I want to work hard on, taking away so much significance culturally on the fact that it has to matter. I think, thank God, we've been doing a really good job.
Yeah.
And that's why I specifically focused on that. So I love that. Thanks for sharing. So what happened next?
So this was Monday night. So we'll go back, obviously speak to my father. My mother's not with us, so it's much harder to speak to her. But we're talking about it. I didn't bring up extending right away because I thought that would like scare him a little bit. Like it's one day, calm down. But we're also leaving on Thursday. The wedding's on Wednesday. Tomorrow's already Tuesday. So we're trying to figure out what to do for Tuesday.
I'm already anxious for you.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm sitting with him and we're talking. I was like, okay, so I guess we'll have to go out. Like I'm telling my dad, we have to go out tomorrow night. He goes, you're not going out tomorrow night. I was like, why not? He goes, we're going out with David's daughter and her husband. And I was like, go without me. He's like, no.
If I can stop you right there, I missed a little thing. When I left her at the hotel, I said to her, because she's leaving on Thursday, I want to have a date every night until then. And it was great. We both agreed it was fantastic. And then this happened.
And then this, and he's like, well, you're not missing dinner. That's not really an option. I have nothing to say to her. This is on you. Tell Yehudah to come with.
Oh.
With the dad. And I met the dad before. We were friends. We laughed about it. So it was like, okay. So she asked me, and like, it took me a minute to think about it. Because I'm new to the dating, I went to my parents and said, what should I do? Just to get an opinion, an idea. So they said to me, maybe you were so comfortable that go. It was so comfortable. So I said, you know what? I'll go. Her father likes me. She, I think, likes me at that point. And the night was fantastic.
So it's such a natural setting.
Yes. Which also, for someone who dated for so long, that was a surprise. There's only been a handful of times, like I can literally count them one hand, that I've been so comfortable so quickly. Like it was never this easy. And then all of a sudden it was.
Yeah.
Which is one of those signs you can't listen to. That's one you can't ignore, but you also can't take it at face value. So yeah, he came. It was really nice, really incredible. And then comes Wednesday and I'm going to a wedding. He happens to be working overnight. This is where like my father's like everything to me. He spent the entire wedding, his best friend's making a wedding he's going to, on the phone with Alal and their supervisors, trying to figure out how we can get an extension. Because this is February and like there's no flights. I got at the end like the only available seat on any flight in a 3-week time span. And like it was just a miracle.
Whoa.
The whole wedding we're texting, he's like, is it happening? I said yes. And then I said no. And then I said yes. And then I said no. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And finally it worked out. We were able to extend. So like Wednesday we didn't see each other. And then it was Thursday. My dad left me at my mom's best friend's house. He went back home. Yehudah and I continued to date for the next week.
For the next week or 3 weeks?
It was only 1 week.
1 week
I was
extension.
there for 1 week.
1 week.
A little less than
that
1
whole
week
I think I
extension.
did like 8 dates.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was very busy for us. I mean, it was incredible. No regrets, but it was very busy.
So what happened after?
And then it was time to go home. It was very hard. Then we did long distance for what, 2 weeks?
But before she went back, we were already discussing the engagement already.
Yes.
The ring and the colors and
After 1 week
So I
of
tell
dating.
you, I went back to my parents after she told me yes, she's extending. I knew right away that this is a very big thing. No one extends after 2 dates. 2 dates. You don't do that. Like, especially for the ticket and the everything. You don't do that. And then once I saw that sign, I said, okay, this is a very big thing. I have to put all the efforts into it, which I was, but it's more effort now. You change your whole lifestyle now. You have to change the routine. You have to message you every morning and how you in the afternoon and at night and video. And it was like, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but at the end, the work paid off. Every single thing that I did for this paid off.
Yeah, you appreciated what's needed in order to build a relationship, and you almost had to not expedite it, but take advantage of the time you had, because that's when she was there.
Yeah. Also, one thing I should have mentioned is like the night before I left, we did like an in-home date situation, and going backwards, there was another long distance relationship that I've had in the past, and it clearly didn't work out, but it just didn't go well. So Yehudah prepared this whole
I'll tell.
game. Okay.
I cooked supper for her.
That's
for
very
dinner,
sweet.
Made schnitzels and fries. And I prepared a game. It was 4 questions on pieces of paper with different, what do you expect for the long distance, what effort are you going to put in, what do you need from me, what do you need from her, what do you like about the person. And we each wrote what you wanted, and we switched them. I got hers and she got mine. And she was very emotional because she doesn't like emotions. She doesn't like to talk about her emotions. We never read them. Only when she left and she went back home, I read hers, and I was shocked. After a week and a half, reading the words that she had put on the letters, she should start on hard already, then and there. And then I wrote her a letter for the plane. I said to her, don't open it until you're in the air. And that was it. That was when she was flying. I checked it every single minute where she was. We even spoke while she was on the airplane. And then 2 weeks after, I said to her, hey, I'm coming to America. I asked the army, can I go for a week and a half, 2 weeks? I planned, I went. The hardest part was the 14-hour layover in France. And I got there. It was fantastic. It was a bit rough, but it was fantastic. First time in America. It was great. We went to Times Square. We did so many activities. And then her very good friend that's married and got children, she kept on pushing the engagement. Let me help you with it. She told me I arrived there on Wednesday. The following Tuesday, she says to me, what about engagement? What's happening? I said, Rona, it's too early. Can't do it yet. My parents aren't here. Can't do it without my family. So it was in my head because I knew something. That Friday, the Friday, and then on the Monday I was leaving back to Israel. I said to myself, I can't leave here without a commitment. So I phoned my parents, I phoned her parents, I phoned the friend to help because I don't know how to organize l'chaims or anything. Or even a ring. I didn't have a ring. The day of the engagement, I went to go buy a ring. And I said, there's going to be an engagement. And they were so hyped up. And what does the friend say? Mazel tov, but you are stupid. You should have spoken to me 3 days before. And that was it. Got engaged.
Also, just like a fun fact, my parents had just moved to Florida. And like by just, I mean on Tuesday, like the day he spoke to Rona originally, we drove my mother to the airport. My poor parents had just left and had to come back Sunday morning. Like everything was just so busy. But at the same time, like a positive busy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's everything you're looking for and you're all excited. I'll also say that it was just under 6 weeks. And like, even when he proposed, I was like, but did you call my mom? Because that's just not how we do things. There's nothing wrong with it. It's incredible. But even my sister who dated our childhood best friend dated for 4 months before they got engaged.
Yeah.
We don't know each other.
I was going to say, Allie, like at 31, after accepting that you'd never get married, did you ever dream that after a week of dating, you would be ready to marry someone?
No.
In another country.
No, and I think like, looking back, I always tell people there's so much hashgacha pratis, and that's where you see it. Like little things. I had to leave my job and go elsewhere in order for everything to happen. I was working at a yeshiva. I was a preschool director. I left it. Because I left it, I was able to go on this trip. But also because like something didn't work out before that I was so set on, like, okay, you're not getting married. Because I was so heartbroken, I was able to go on this trip. But because of my mindset, I was also able to be like, hey, this is just going to be fine. You don't need to worry. Nothing's going to happen. But it had to be with my dad because my dad is my best friend. And there's nobody else who can be like, just try. When you're set in something, you're just like, no. But my dad's like, just go. Like, it's a date. You've done this before. Worst case, you don't do it again. You're setting your ways. You're fine. You know,
and she's best friends with my whole family.
That's true. It didn't take a lot of convincing because, like, I'm okay with giving a date a shot. I just wasn't set on, like, anything's ever going to pan out.
Yeah.
So like there really is there are so many things that we have to like look at. And at least for me, in hindsight, I was like, all of these little steps had to happen, you know? Like I think about even in dating, and like I just said this to my best friend, and I was like, single is hard. And I'll never say it's not hard. I don't have any advice for making dating easier. But I did learn over time that each significant date, not all the little ones that were just a waste of time, but the ones that really like had an impact or like thought maybe there's a chance, taught me something new about what I needed, what I wanted, what I couldn't handle, and what I needed to do to make it easier for myself, but what I expected the person I'm with to do to make it just as easy for me, which I think is like the most important thing. And nobody ever taught me that. No matter how long they dated, nobody said you're going to learn from it, ever. You don't think you're going to learn from it. You think you're wasting your time. And listen, I waited a long time. I did. I'm not ashamed to say it. But at the end of the day, there's also the timeline. I happened to have been in Israel almost 7 years ago now when my sister got engaged. And we were saying how he lived in that same house. How do we not meet? But at that point, I was 25. I wasn't looking at a 20-year-old. I wasn't interested. He was still in the army. Like, there really is a timeline. And it's the worst thing to hear. It is. And I remember hearing it as a single person, being like, I don't want to hear you. Like, great, this is your timeline, not mine. This is frustrating. But there will be a day where like everyone sees like how things just worked out the way they were supposed to. And you're almost grateful that nothing else worked out, because nothing else would have worked the way you wanted it to. You might have married someone else, but you wouldn't be where you wanted to be. You wouldn't be where you needed to be, which I think is super important. It took me 31 years to learn this. It truly did.
So powerful.
And we'll go back to one of the sons that you say, oh, we can't look at sons.
Hashgacha pratis. After, yes.
The day that she said she wasn't dating was the 8th of December, and my birthday is the 8th of December. So we found out after we got engaged, after many talk. Oh, we were just talking about the dating life, and she said on the 8th of December. Then we just remember my birthday. So I took it as like, wow. Hashem said to himself, okay, on this day, 1998, someone was born. Give him a try, and they're coming to Israel.
Ooh, that's powerful. That's beautiful. What date was the wedding in February? You remember?
The 19th?
Yes.
Okay.
18th?
16th we started speaking.
So 18th, February 18th.
And we met, we first saw each other on Valentine's.
On that, look at you guys. You know what? The signs, I guess, work in your favor, because I'm all like, yay, my birthday is February 4th. If she tells me that wedding was on February 4th, then here I come. But the 18th, all right.
It's either the 18th or the 19th. I don't actually remember.
The 16th was Sunday.
Oh, so then it was 19th, February 19th. And like, again, more hashgacha, because like this wedding normally wouldn't have been at that time of year. But the Colel was just like, there's something special about this 19th. We met on the 19th. All these things happened on the 19th of whatever month. And she's like, I'm not getting married if it's not on February 19th. That was a decision they made. They planned their wedding. Normally, we plan our wedding around what's available to us. They planned their wedding around the one day that they chose. There was no other option. I'm like, just all these little things that, again, you look back and you're like, okay, couldn't take that as a sign. But like, now I see it's really hashgacha. It's everything.
You know what the difference is? There's like our attempt to interpret signs, which can lead to a lot of pain. And then after an experience, there's beautiful hashgacha. And I think that's the difference that we're differentiating.
Yes.
Hashgacha pratis is powerful and exciting and heartwarming. And signs are just tricky. They're just risky and tricky. And once we have the clarity, I think then they become hashgacha.
Yes.
And that's beautiful. I think it's beautiful how the thing that hurt you was what Hashem wanted to almost heal you from after. Like, I've always been here, Allie. There's always been a plan. And even though you hated the God's timing piece, it's beautiful you can come to a place where you're like, I hated it, but I also get it. I think that's powerful.
And I think that's like one thing, like I said, my best friend is incredible and struggling, but like, it's the one thing I told her, and I was like, you're going to hate to hear this because you're still single. And I hated hearing it. But you need to know what's going to happen, and you're going to notice it. You're going to feel it, and you're going to be like, I'm at peace. Everything's good. Doesn't matter that I waited, because everything just now makes sense. From the first person you dated to the person who was horrible in between to the one who wasted your time for months for no reason or years to like, okay, I'm engaged and this is everything I wanted. It's going to work.
Now that you're married, I know it's still pretty new.
It's very new, but yes.
Are you in kind of like disbelief?
Yes. Very
Yeah.
much so. Like, like even like the little things. I was just by my brother for Shabbos with all of our friends, and we were saying how like we've grown up together. My closest friends are with me since I'm 14, 15. And like the smallest of things you have to remember that like your random Joe Schmo can no longer see your hair. But it's still like sometimes I forget that like, oh, I'm married now. You can't see my hair. I have to go cover it in front of you. Like it's still
new.
very new. But I'll also say that we are going back to Israel. So like I think until we're like in Israel and more settled in that apartment, it's still gonna be like, what are we doing? Like we're not really married because like as much as I'm working, it's still like vacation mode until we're back home, like living for real.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm really grateful that this was part of your vacation coming into our
So are we.
studio. It's been so special and so nice to meet the two of you.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you for being so honest and real.
Of course. That's what this is about.
One of the lessons I took from this episode is when everything seems like all hope is lost, when all hope seems lost, like buried deep down in the boondocks, anything can still happen. Because you know what's super cool? God doesn't give up hope. God doesn't get tired. God does not run out of ideas. And if you're watching this podcast, then maybe there's something that you so badly want and you don't have it yet. Or maybe you're in a position right now where you're waiting on something and it doesn't seem like it can work, or things don't seem to make sense. I hope this episode was a nice, comforting hug from God that there's always a plan and He believes in you and He knows that you are capable of so much more than you know. And so take a minute to be proud of who you are despite what you've been through. Reflect on where you've been and take pride in who you are. And of course, please uproot, clear away that dirt, and take back that hope that anything can happen. So if you want to say thank you to Yehudah and Allie for taking the time out of their very small vacation from Israel to America to make their way in here, then please leave a comment in the comment section below. And if there's something that you want to see, if there's partnerships that you want to have, if you love SOH Plus and you want more people to have it, I'm going to tell you something. Some people are so tight in their budget, they can't even afford SOH Plus. But if you want to be someone that can give them access and it gives them strength and changes their life in a way that you've enabled it to do so, then reach out to me and let me know. You can easily sponsor someone else's ability to be a part of our SOH Plus family in such a simple way. You can reach out to me by sending me an email to www.soh@meaningfulminute.org. I am so grateful to have you here. And I just want to say thank you. Can't wait to hear from you. And I'll see you next week.